Okay, everybody, welcome out. In this section, we're going to show you guys something that we just newly developed that's actually going to help you to fully blitz your testing. So this is going to be a little bit different than what we taught. Some of it's going to look the same for you that are brand new. Try to follow along as we pretty much just go through and break this down. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and log in really quick. All right. All right, cool. And as we go in, we're going to just go ahead and go to manage ads. As this loads on, just bear with me. Okay, cool. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you first go ahead and post your ads. Now, when you're posting your ads, I'm gonna show you how you can actually create split tests in order to basically identify different products that other customers may like. So say that you see multiple different videos, or you want to try a picture versus a video, or maybe you have an item and it comes in different colors, it has different content. Then you want to go ahead and use that with different ads in order to let Facebook choose which one is doing better, right? And this is known as a split test. So now it is very important that when you're doing this, that you do recognize the differences between the campaigns, the ad sets, and the ads. So the campaign here, we're going to end up using three, which is a traffic ad, a conversion ad, and then also a page post engagement ad. All right, so now the campaign actually controls the objectives, and the objectives is what tells Facebook what to look for or what to shoot for within your audience. Your ad sets actually control your audience, then your ads control your creative. So now your creative is whether it's a video or a picture. So when you're at this point, you have already added it onto your fan page, and you made all of your different posts that you want to actually do. So we're going to start it off first with a page post engagement. So we just choose create, and then we're going to say conversion. All right, and within this one, we are also going to name this one. Let's just name it example. All right, and actually for the sake of this, we're going to name it dog example, okay? So this is for, so we're going to say that this is a niche-based product off of a dog. I'm going to take dog here, and I'm going to put dog here. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and save it to the draft. All right. So now this should actually be a post engagement. So we'll go ahead and change that for you. So now we started off with a post engagement. And then we're going to go ahead and move it forward through the ad sets. So this is all you really need to do for here. We'll click on ad sets here. All right, and for your PPE ad, all you really need is just $5, and you always want to start it off at 12 a.m. Okay, and also within the targets, we're going to target North America, or within the location, excuse me. We're going to target North America. We're going to do Europe. And then we're also going to do Oceania. right. And so we're targeting these main three because this is where the main buyers actually are. Other places, they're usually click farms, meaning that people just continue to click on your links and they don't ever buy. And so the issue with that is that what it does is it dilutes your pixel. So the more that people that don't buy click on your items and it begins to optimize to go towards them, the less that you're actually going to reach real buyers, and they're actually going to take it away from your pixel. And so your pixel gets used to that, and so all it knows is to only go for South America who's not buying, or it only knows to go for places that aren't buying. Within this also you have some fraudulent countries. All right, so some of these places that we're going to exclude here, we're going to exclude 7, and that's Fiji. And once again, like now, if you've been on any of the other ones, I haven't really excluded Fiji, but due to recent research, we found that Fiji is actually becoming one of the click farms that I was speaking about. Next is Albania, and they're notorious for stealing information and then buying things on stores, costing you a lot of chargebacks, which you do not want to actually handle. Okay, then Bulgaria, Bosnia, and it's actually going to say Bosnia and Herzegovina. All right. So it said like Bosnia and AMP. Now some of these things do look weird when you actually look for them too. So do be careful as you're putting them in. Just kind of look through the list as they come through. The next one is Kosovo, right? And for some reason, it only shows up when you write KOSO. So Kosovo right there. Next is Macedonia. All right, now this one's going to say Republic of Macedonia. And then lastly, we're going to put Romania. Okay, so we have those 5. Then you also want to target only English speakers. All right, and another thing, you don't want to be biased towards the age or the gender. Let your data speak for itself. Unless it's an item such as a purse or women's leggings that is specifically for women or men, then you want to go ahead and use that. Or if it's for like grandparents, then you would only use people that obviously can be grandparents. So definitely don't be too biased. Allow your mind to think and allow it to be a little bit broad. We've had several instances where where people who we thought wouldn't buy actually bought, and we were able to make a killing off of the people that other people will not actually target, due to other skepticisms of whether or not the younger age will buy, or only women buy and things like that. Sometimes your breakthrough is actually through what other people aren't doing. And so allow Facebook to actually optimize your targeting for you. All right. And now we're going to use like 5 big targets. And it could be one interest, or it can even be stacked. But what you want to do is you want this to be able to be sectioned off into 5 different ad sets, meaning 5 different categories of targeting that you can reach. All right. So for instance, we're going to go ahead and add dogs. And actually, we're going to say dog product. All right, so we're going to go here with the behaviors and click on dog owners. Now, some of you may have this, some of you not yet. But there is an extra section that says more categories. Then it has like another partner here. And so this one doesn't have it, but we have seen that there are other categories here that you can look into. If you have that, feel free to play around with it. They have other things such as dog owners and things like that. If you don't, that's okay. You'll probably end up getting it later. Facebook likes to update things in sequences. All right, so this one we're going to go ahead and go with dogs here, since we don't have it. And we're going to go with dog breeds. Right, and you can see right here, dog food and products, right? And we definitely want these behaviors because these are people that actually own dogs and people that actually buy food and products for dogs. So let's go with dog breeds. And actually, it looks like they may have, no, it's right here. Okay. And then puppy. All right, so we're going with these 5. Another thing that you can actually do, and we'll actually make another one like that. So instead of dogs, we're going to make another stacked one, and this one's going to be dog magazines. So I'm going to just type in dog magazine. And now you could go on Google and actually look up some of these things, some of the magazines that they have. So Dogs Today magazine. What I'm gonna also do is just go on suggestions, which uses an infinity score to show you what is most popular to what you have in here. And a lot of times it's more directed to the last thing that you have, but it also includes the others too. So you can see here that I have like Dog Naturally magazine, the Whole Dog Journal, Bark magazine, York Dog magazine, American Dog magazine. So now I can kind of just add these in here. And what I'm going to do with that later is actually create a target or an audience based off of all of these magazines. And so some things that actually work is websites, magazines, even brands and things like that. So if I were to put in like Pedigree, right, that's a brand that can be used. And this is a rule for like everything. We'll see Pedigree pet foods or Pedigree right here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and leave it like that, leave it stacked. And you can see that this comes up to 91 million. First thing I'm going to do is remove Instagram. So with PPE, you're not going to do Instagram. You're just only going to do Facebook feeds. So we're going to get rid of a lot of these. So we see that it now dropped to 63 million. So almost 20 million is actually dropped off from there. We're now going to narrow it down with engaged shoppers. Now, if you don't have engaged shoppers, then you can also use active credit card users. So you should have one or the other. Or in some cases, some of you actually have both. So you can see here that it drops another 40 million when I actually put engaged shoppers in. All right. And so now I have this all together. And then now I'm gonna move to the ad section. Now let's say that I have 3 posts that I want to do. I have a picture ad. We're gonna first do a use existing one. Let's see, we use an old skull one as an example. All right, so now with this, you also want to make sure on your PPEs that your pixel is in place. This is a pixel ID. Make sure you put this in your online store preferences. All right. Let's see if we can have another example. So let's go here. And don't really have an example, but make sure that you add a button, and it'll actually say add a button. See if we can do it here. We can do this one. All right, so let's say that we did this one here. And then you actually see that this one says add a button. So you can literally add a button, and then what you want to do is use the same product URL that you use in your ad copy for this for your Shop Now button, and make sure that you change it to Shop Now as well. So now if I was to actually add this, it'll have the Shop Now button at the bottom, which allows for more button clicks within the ad. And now you want to do that for every post that you're going to do. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to either press quick duplicate or Control D. All right, and then now I have 2 ads within the same ad set. So that's 1 campaign, 1 ad set, and then 2 ads. And I can then now choose a whole different post. And I'm still going to add the button. Now, if you have your ad copy at the top, that's when they allow you to add your button. So so now I'm able to test out different ones, and I'm not spending more than $5. It's actually being changed or being sent out through these 2 different ads. and it's not even doing it equally. It's doing it based upon what's getting the most engagement. So if they're getting an equal amount of engagement, they're both as relevant as to one another, then it'll probably split it up between 250 and 250. What happens though is most of the time, one ad will do better than the other, and so it will take a significant amount from the budget to go there. So maybe about like 60% will go here, and another 40% will go to the other, or even better, 70 to 30%. So it's very possible that you can only spend about 75 cents on one ad, and then you end up spending the rest of the five on the other. And the one that is spending more money is you're going to be your winner. So after 24 hours, you're going to go back and you're going to take a look and see what are people actually liking more, right? And you can actually leave it for a total of 3 days. So the full PPE here, we're going to add it, and remember your PPE you're actually turning off in one day. So you're going to leave your website conversions on for 3 days, the ones that pass your first initial check, which will be if they either have 1 purchase, 5 added carts, or less than 85 cents cost per click. All right, so we're going to come back here. So now we added our 2 ads. Everything is good to go. We're on our 1 ad set, so we're back on the ad set level, and we're now going to go ahead and press duplicate. All right, and so now now when I duplicate it, I have to do a new campaign to change my objective. So now the objective is going to now be traffic. This is now your website click. So I'm going to call this one dog, and we will call it link click, so that we understand what that is. Okay, cool. So now this is still going to be $5. The only thing that you need to change here is the bottom of the optimization, because now we're not optimizing it no more for page engagements, but we're now optimizing it for link clicks. All right. And so now I have a $5 PPE and I have a $5 link click ad. Now next, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one more time. New campaign, and I'm going to call this dog WC for website conversions. So now I'm going to choose conversions. And I'm going to do 5 of these because I have 5 different audiences that I'm looking to test. So 5 different ad sets. So 1 campaign, 5 ad sets. And what this equals is now 10 different ads. So each one of these ad sets have 2 ads attached to them. So I have, so in my website conversion ad sets, I have 2 ads attached to those, as you can see here. So I have the regular, and then I also have the copy. All right, and that's even for the those 2 at the bottom here that are unchecked. This one is our link click ad, and then this one here is our PPE ad. So now what you want to do first is you have all 5 of these clicked. You want to make your mass changes. So your mass changes is going to include changing this to purchase. Now, if this is red, check it, make sure that your pixel is inside your store. And then what you also want to do is create a purchase within your store so that this now turns green. All right, so rule number 1, create that purchase conversion event. Next, you're going to move your budget to $10. Everything else is going to be the same. Everything else over here is going to be the same. And now we're going to change the optimization from link clicks to now conversions. All right. And with that, you're also going to change your conversion window to a 1-day click. All right. So that's the 4 things that you want to focus on all 5 of those ad sets. So make sure they're all clicked. And then you're going to make sure that they're all on purchase, that they're all for $10, that they're all optimizing for conversions, and then that they're all all of their conversion window is based off of 1-day clicks. All right. Now, this is when you're going to start changing up the targeting, right? This is only with the website conversion. So now I'm going to click in this area right underneath the button so that I can single out this this ad set. And as you see, I only chose 1. So I'm not cutting this off, but I'm just clicking in this area so as a shortcut in order to just go ahead and make my changes. And so number 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything besides the first interest, right? And so now I have dog food and products. I'm going to go again, remove dog food and products, and now I'm going to go with just dog owners. Go again. Remove both of those top two. And I'm doing it in order on purpose so that I know exactly what it is that I'm looking for. All right. So now I'm going to get rid of the other big one here. So I'm on number 3, and I want to get rid of puppy because that's one of them that I wanted to keep separate. And then dog breed was the other. Right, which means I'm gonna move forward, and then now I'm gonna just do only dog breeds. All right, now to keep this even quicker, because as you see, there's a lot of these stacked up in here. So this one here is just a stack of just different magazines and things. All right, and then actually when you're going through these, pay attention to your potential reach. You want them to be underneath 50 million still. You don't need engaged shoppers with it if it's underneath 50 million. So only if it's over 50 million. Now another trick, we'll do that. Another trick is if it's underneath 10 million, right? So this is probably still underneath 10 million. Now that it's at 7.9 million, I can still add Instagram. Now you don't want to add Instagram when it's over 10 million because a lot of times Instagram overpowers Facebook, and so you only get one or the other. But when you add them together, it actually helps out the cause. And so you may see a change in your potential reach as it goes higher. And if it goes over 10 million after that, that's still fine. In this case, you see that there's not really a difference. So it's not even going to hurt me at all to use Instagram with this. All right. And so we're going to move forward with this. We're going to move. So now we're going to go with dog breeds. And I'm going to just go ahead and just remove everything on this one. As long as you can remember what it is that you're doing. So we kind of move forward here. So I guess I wasn't fully clicked on that one. So we're going to get rid of engaged shoppers. We're just going to do just dog breeds. All right, and it's at 17 million, so I'm not going to change anything else. Last one of my website conversions. Now I'm going to remove everything, and we're just going to do puppy. All right, cool. So big, broad interests. We want these to last as long as possible, and we want them to find new people that other people aren't finding. So that's why we're using such broad interests in order to find, for Facebook to help us find our audience. Now, remember, what this is also doing is helping out our pixel. So when we gather these link clicks, Facebook's able to understand, okay, these are the people that's clicking on the link, these are the people that's not. When we do more engagements, these are the people that are engaging, these are the people that are not. And so that leads it to our purchases. So even though we don't have purchases here, we know how we know what we're looking for. So Facebook understands that they're going to need to click on the link to get there. So let's start with the website link clicks, and then when they start buying, it's going to keep optimizing even more and saying, okay, this is the difference between the people that click on the link and don't buy, and this is the difference from the people that do that click on the link and then do buy. So when they're when they're optimizing, it's taking off different familiarities from one another that will show that there's a buying behavior within that audience. All right, and so when you're changing it from Instagram and all of that, you're actually going to go here. And so it looks like we have two. So there's only one ad set that had the Instagram. So we're going to, so these little arrow buttons show that this is from the Instagram. And what we have to do is now select the Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account added to your business manager, just go ahead and choose this one here. All right, cool. So now we have our full blitz ready. So we have those 3 campaigns. But there is one more thing that you want to do in order to ensure that your test is a great test. And so this one, we're actually going to create the retargeting ad for it early, right? So this is if you're really confident in what's going to happen with it. We're going to now retarget them with the same product. We're going to first go to audiences. And then we're going to click on create custom audience. All right, so we'll click on custom audience. We're going to click on website traffic. And we're going to go to all website visitors. If you're in a niche, if you're doing just a niche, you could just do all website visitors, or we're gonna do people who visited specific web pages. I honestly suggest doing people who visited specific web pages. We're gonna leave it for the last 30 days, and then you're gonna put your product URL in here. All right. So we'll say example.com, just so we can see exactly what it looks like. All right. Now on top of that, we're also going to create another custom audience, and we're going to choose purchase. All right. And so if you don't have it, then you're not going to, if you haven't had any events or your pixel hasn't been fired, you're not really going to be able to do so. So yeah, so in this case, we're not able to do so because this is a new ad account, never been used. But you would use the different one that says purchase. All right, so now we'll go ahead and create the ad. So now that custom audience is going to contain everybody that's visited the web page, and then what we want them to do is actually exclude the buyers. All right, so I'm gonna switch to quick guide so we can see how it looks still on here. We're gonna name it retargeting ad, or just retargeting, and we'll say retargeting dog actually, so we know which ones it's for. Change it to conversions, retargeting again, then we're gonna save it to draft, go to the ads, and then we're also gonna do this one as a purchase. Only $5. All right, make sure it's on 1 day click. All right, and we're gonna leave it on automatic placements. Then we're also gonna do is remove the locations. So all we have to do here is now add the custom audience that we just did. So we have example here. Then you're gonna exclude the purchases when you have the purchases made. So you exclude the purchases by just clicking exclude and then going right here. All right, now last but not least, you're gonna create the ad inside of this. So we're gonna keep it on create ad. And then you're gonna create an ad copy that's gonna offer them 10% off, as well as add the product URL here. So it's kind of like your abandoned cart. Once they go there and they don't buy, they're not added to this retargeting ad automatically. That's going to retarget them until they buy and offer them 10% off. So this is actually making sure that you have a full full capability of making a sale. And so it's like basically making sure that this item that you're running now is going to work or it's not going to work. All right, so if you're using this tactic, that means that you're going to spend a total of $60 up to about $63 on the first day. So it is very important that you pay attention to your data and you cut off what's not selling, cut off what's not profiting you anything, meaning that you're not getting enough link clicks, you're not getting enough add to carts. All right, so that does it for this session. Definitely use this to its maximum capability. We've already tested this. It's worked time and time again, and even it helps complete newbies just make their sales right out the gate.